Morning everybody, hope you're doing really well. Today I'm doing a place that a lot of people have done. In fact, today we're going to kind of take a little bit of a detour in it because it is Phoenix history. Really want to just focus on the minimal bits of history that are here and what this really represents, because I think really most people think, oh, this is an abandoned pub, that's really it. But actually this is a lot older than people think it is, and I'll tell you more about that when we go inside, because actually when I was doing my research I was really fascinated by it, because actually at first I was thinking there's not really much point doing this because it's just a normal abandoned pub, and yet to my amazement it's a hell of a lot older than most people think it is. So welcome to the Sharon Quarter, and we're near Herne in Kent, and what you can hear behind me is the M2, and this place is kind of really infamous in a strange way, that like the amount of people that drive past this and have always seen scaffolding and always seen the sign. Unfortunately, as you can tell, it's definitely seen better days, and obviously the fate of this place still remains uncertain. But I will tell you more about that when we go inside, and I'm telling you now, it ain't looking pretty, but we kind of knew that. But let's focus on the history of this place today, and let's go inside. Come on. Right, so I've sort of gone for the safe and sorry option, just wearing a mask today. So, you know, just thought I'd do that for today. This old fireplace. Actually, the thing is more to check on what you're wearing on your, well, what you're stepping on, because there's obviously loads and loads of broken pottery, broken glass. Not brought the best torch with me today either, but it will do the job. It will do the job for what we need today. Let's have a look around here first. So obviously you saw that sort of dartboard type of thing. Sorry, bad English. The toilets. So that was the disabled one. Oh. See, it's so badly. Oh, these must be the men's. Yep, definitely seen better days. Christ, good job on wearing thick boots today. I think what we'll do is we will go round. This is the main bar area, or what would have been. Christ, how sad is this? And yet, not really surprising. So, the history of this place was that it was Grade 2 listed. It actually is a Grade 2 listed pub. You see that? Oh dear. Hang on, let's try and do this a bit better. Sorry, that. There we go. So Grade 2 listed. That's better. I knew my torch was going to work at some point. Grade 2 listed pub. And it was actually built in the 1700s. In fact, I think it was 1700 was actually the date of this place. And again, I know some of you are thinking, oh, why is he wearing a mask? That seems pretty extreme. But to be fair, there's so much going on in here. Well, actually, yeah, if you look down there, I'm going to play it better to be safe than sorry, everyone. It's been completely gutted. But yeah, this is a Grade 2 listed pub. Can you believe that? You know, In the 1700s, you would have had travellers coming along this road, heading towards Ramsgate and Margate. In fact, actually, Herne Bay and Whitstable as well. I mean, the history of this place, just that alone. You've got to imagine as well that pubs back in the day were, well, they still are really, but obviously they've been replaced by coffee bars, haven't they? Were extremely important focal hubs for people. Place so they could drink and commune with each other. And like I said, when you see a place like this, this really represents, because this isn't in the heart of a, this isn't in a place where you wouldn't least expect it. It is obviously the M2 wasn't there when this was being built, but the main focal point of where this was going across is Ramsgate, Margate, and like I said, because we're in Herne. So you can imagine for years and years and years, hundreds of years, people were probably popping into this pub on their way to the coast. And yet here it lies. I'm assuming these are the ladies' toilets. I never had a chance to go into this pub, and yet I do remember it very, very well. Driving past, actually, and I think a lot of people would remember it going past because it's just where it is. And even now, that just shows, even in a modern context, how that pub, how the use of this pub was, you know, for obviously its use in terms of where its focal point was. And yeah, like I said, here it lies, completely ruined. So what's happened is that over the years, people have come over and they've actually, it's actually the deterioration of this place hasn't been anything to do with explorers or anything. It's actually been due to people actually just literally stealing stuff from here. So from the roof, tiles, etc., to all the interior that you can see, it's all been stolen or taken. And this is, I'm assuming, the kitchen. And in one way, I'm not saying it's right by any means, but when it's in a state like this, you can't necessarily blame them, can you? You know? But wow, what a sad, sad sight. Christ. Fridges, freezers. There's no need for me to go all the way down there, but it is just a minefield of pottery and everything else. And I did purposely wear some thick boots today, but even that's going to be struggling. What a shame. What a shame. So the other thing is, as we know, pubs hold significant memories for people. I know that my local, for example, had really interesting memories of growing up. You know, you meet certain people, you engage with them, you converse with them, you create memories. And obviously as well, for me being a musician, sorry about that, for me being a musician, remembering the atmospheres of these places. There you go, seasonal ale, Lake Red. Oh, blimey. Spitfire, oh, we all know that one. Master Brew, one and only. The Bishop's Finger, there you go, a Mitre, good beer, very good. There's the upstairs, we'll go on there in a minute. I think it's important that we work our way around here first. What a shame. What a shame. So these would have probably been the old big cask barrels that would have all been lined up. So you would have had those big old cask beer barrels that sort of stood out from there. Put them on tap. Yeah, there's some there. And you would have chosen what you wanted to choose. Guinness draft. Well, look at that. It's amazing actually just to even see what was what's still here. considering it's basically all the stuff you can't nick. There's a there's an old lock there. Safe. You know, it's sad. It really is sad. There's the side or back door, I would assume, for the pub. Again, never had the chance to go into this one, but driven past it many a time. Man, I have no idea what I'm treading on right now. Oh, was debating whether this is worth doing this video, but I think it is, because it's still history. Doesn't matter how many people have come and gone. Yeah, the floorboards are exactly what you'd imagine, very wobbly. So we're now looking into the living quarters of the pub. Cool. And it's sad. God. Don't want to know what's been going on in here. Sorry. Trousers. Putting out of bed. So it was in 2015 that this place was eventually sold. I think it was 2015, 2016. It sold for 265,000, I think. And the idea was, I think they were going to turn it into a nursing home, maybe. The owner was. But that was in 2015-16. I remember the original owner before that had come here and salvaged some bits from the pub, knowing, I'm assuming, that this wasn't going to be obviously turned back into a pub. But this is the state, unfortunately, that we living in England with our pubs, and I miss them terribly, those traditional ones. As you can see, everything's been taken out. I want to do some baby steps just in case. I don't really fancy falling through. Bed there. Looking where I'm placing my head. And I think for today, there's no point. I can probably get around, just have a look around there, but that's as far as I really want to go. The people have clearly been climbing up on top of that. It was quite tricky when you try and hold a camera and then you try and do two things at once, but you know, things happen. Yeah, although those floor beams seem quite tough, I'm definitely not going to risk it for a biscuit today, or am I? No. Let's try and go through. I wouldn't recommend this, everybody, but you know. Oh, wow. Looking out there, look, where all the tiling's been taken. And then the original pub sign was there, but I think that's been, well, it's been taken now. A lot of graffiti artists have been doing their thing. Let's see if we can get up on the roof. Hang on a minute, bear with me. Yeah, look at that. Standing on the roof. Original sign there. Let's try and get over. Oh, everybody can see me on the main road. They were like, oh God, who the hell's that guy? He's a right idiot. Yeah, look, Sharon Coulter. Whew. What a place. Sorry for the wind. And then out here, you can see there's like a little jungle gym type of play area. Obviously, a garage for the owners. Wow. And all the roofing. Now, this wasn't long ago that as of recording this, I would say it was about a year, 2 years ago that I remember actually there were still tiles on the roof. So it's amazing how quickly people can take all that away. There you go. Obviously that's the kitchen area. So sad, really. Really is. And it just shows the state of these types of pubs and the way that they quickly deteriorate. The moment they become abandoned, they become prime for people wanting to steal stuff. But let's go back inside. Back in the room. You're back in the room. Some books still here, of varying varieties of cookbooks. So Levi Roots one, they did reggae sauce. Reggae sauce. Right. Well, I think there's no way I don't really want to sort of go across those beams to do that. So I think the question is now, let's try and hold on to this. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really in the mood for crossing beams from personal experience. Me and wooden beams do not get along well at all. But I think we can establish that, again, this was just some living quarters on each one. Probably looks like a toilet from that side. Anyway, let's head down. Christ, everything wobbling now. Oh my word. Right, torch should be handy. God, I'm so sorry about that. If you've got epilepsy, hope you're not having a fit right now. Right, okay. Well, this is as good as it gets, everybody. Just gonna have a look back in there. Sure, I'm probably missing something, but not really that fussed considering the condition of it all. Yeah, we went in there, the door there, main bar area, toilets, went upstairs, missed out on a couple of living rooms areas. Probably could have walked around them actually, I'm thinking about it, but yeah, what a place. So the thing is, you see these old sort of Tudor beams and it's just, people just seem to neglect it. They seem to forget about the importance of all this history. But what we'll do is, I think now's the best bet that we should, hang on, we'll walk around. I think will be the best bet now, and we'll just have a look around the perimeter. So let's go. Original Shepherd Neame cups there. Nice. Right, so we're just going a quick nosy around the perimeter. Not that there really is much to see. In fact, we probably saw it most from the top. God, it's just a full-on rubbish tip, isn't it? Really. So sad, but again, fortunately not uncommon in these situations these days that we find ourselves, especially in Kent. They all sort of, I don't think there's really such a thing much these days as a traditional pub, you know, and you desperately hope that pubs get turned back into their original form, but people just aren't interested anymore, which is fine, I get it, but it does feel like a bit of a waste because, you know, unless you've experienced it, we'll go up here, unless you've experienced an actual proper pub, you know, you don't know really what you're missing out on, especially in the atmosphere and everything else. And obviously being a musician, like I said before, you know, I used to gig a lot in those traditional pubs, there was certain atmospheres, do you know what I mean? Just quickly show you this. Whilst we're here, the old children's play area. Let's try and get through a little bit closer. There you go. Wow. The sad truth is that that children's play area is probably in a better condition than the actual pub itself. But the thing is, like, you know, when you explore these types of places, especially pubs, you're going to find them in varying degrees of decay, really. And I think with this one, there was so many times I could have probably popped in here a lot sooner, but in essence I wasn't really missing out on anything, because the focus was always going to be focusing on the actual original purpose of this building, which was the fact that it was a 1700s or 18th century Grade 2 listed pub. And now what can you call it? It's been completely stripped, hasn't it? Really has just been, it's gone completely. There's a manhole cover there. Yeah, so sad. We'll just carry on walking around and thinking, and that'll pretty much be it, I think, for today. The decline of our pubs in England. Now just used as rubbish tips. I don't know if I said to you actually about that. So, what's really, there was, at one point in time, there was a lot of complaints. And the complaints were the fact of this has been basically used as a rubbish tip. And it was actually the council who came over and actually did a lot of the cleaning up. So it's kind of, you'd be surprised that looking at this place, you'd think, God, it's bad enough. But there was a part where it was really, really bad. There you go. Well, one of those sad tales, isn't it? The Sharing Quarter pub near Herne Village in Kent. What a sad story. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like I said, this was focusing on really its history, its purpose, its use, but really just to shine a light on the fact of this will not be the first pub that I ever explored that will be in this type of condition, and it won't be the last. What you normally find with pubs especially is that the moment they become abandoned, the state or the condition of them just goes. And I think that, you know, they deteriorate very, very quickly. So like I said, this was sold in 2015, and I remember even about 2 years ago, obviously this started to deteriorate quite rapidly anyway from there. But yeah, so sad. I mean, you look at that brickwork and everything, it's a historic building. But there we go. Any more words of Phoenix history, thank you so much for coming along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed this film. Feel free to spread the word of the channel. Much love to all of you out there, and I will see you all very soon. Ready? Come on in. Kapow. Boom!